All right. I point out that I'm going to start a session on Facebook and all that stuff, and then I start sneezing because of allergies. Allergies. Okay. Hopefully I don't have to stop because now I'm like sneezing. Okay. Happy Saturday. We're gonna continue working on the M1911 A1 pistol. I did some renovation on it, and I did some touching up on the textures. This is pretty much where I want it to be. I could go more. Like I have so many ideas of a lot of the different things. Like I was thinking of adding a sand pass to it, so have little grains of sand. I was adding some before, but I couldn't get it. But I think I have a certain approach that I could do. Um, I don't know. These are like really tiny, tiny, tiny details. But there's a couple things that I have to fix. Mostly this is, or hopefully this session is mostly going to be all in Marmoset. I'm going to do a couple things in Substance Painter, but I want to just keep that at a minimum. So this is right now we are in Marmoset. I bought Marmoset last year, around the same time last year, and actually didn't start using it until like 6 months later during quarantine, and I was testing things out with the high poly of this weapon. So um, now it's really cool to just test it out. It is there is I think there's sales going on now with the whole holiday weekend, Black Friday, but it is kind of a luxury item. You, in my opinion, you don't really need it. Substance Painter has just as a sufficient rendering capabilities. Marmoset, however, is solely a renderer, so there's a lot of cool, nifty features that it has. And I have to fix this actually. I noticed. But yeah, there's a lot of cool controls and extra settings that you can do, and like really cool ways to have the depth of field show in real time without having to constantly re-render. And like in Substance Painter, you have to wait for it to completely render before moving the camera. Uh, I'm also very new to it, so there might be things that I don't know that I'm not utilizing. So this is my first project using Marmoset as a renderer for the final renders. So I'll just go through a couple things that I want to do. I learned that I just want to make sure that the audio is coming through. All right, cool. Hey, good morning, Hellforge. So I'm listening to myself on playback. Sorry, don't mind the allergies. I just started getting allergies, but I'm really enjoying the that there's less of a lag. So that's really good. I'm using an Ethernet cable. So, and this time I remembered to do it before I started the session. Perfect. Thanks, Hellforge. Hope you're doing well. I don't know if you celebrate Thanksgiving to any capacity. Maybe just give an excuse to indulge on any food, but hopefully you had a good week. And yeah, if you celebrated to any capacity, hope you had a good one. Let's see. Okay, so what's really cool is Marmoset allows you to import your animations if you have any animations on it. So right now I have let's see, some animations here. So yeah, he just keeps repeating. So this was specifically for to get the bake meshes, but now what I'm going to do is go back into Maya and make a specific file or a specific model that has the animation of the firing, so slide back and then the trigger being pulled. And this is what I want to do is create a Marmoset viewer. I also noticed that ArtStation doesn't doesn't give the Marmoset viewer feature to people making having a normal account. So I just found that out today. So I need to figure out like if I bring this over here, I found out the Marmoset viewer is for Pro, and I'm not Pro. I don't have a Pro account. So I might try to upgrade just for that because this whole thing is to utilize that. And yeah, so this is all about me learning Marmoset while I'm streaming. So hopefully I make it entertaining. But yeah, I have like this here. It's all trial and error and learning a bunch of stuff. Share your Marmoset artwork. Upload your MVU scene, but I have the MVU scene here and it didn't. Mm, okay, one second. Mm, so if we go to the scenes, I have so the Marmoset. I guess the Marmoset file by default is a TBS scene or TB scene, and you need it to be the Marmoset viewer. So, um, yeah, let's see. Once you sign into account, go to your dashboard. Additionally, like how do you save? How do you save it as an MViewer scene? It's created by setting up a scene and then exporting an MView. Okay, so I guess you just export it. So if I go to, oops, let's go to File, Export. There we go. So export as an MView scene, export animations, have as thumbnail. That's cool. Lossless normals, of course, maybe, right? And then, yeah, it looks like. Oh, you could just do it straight to ArtStation. Wow. I'm clicking on it. Let's see what happens. Uh, yeah, I personally, if it was up to me, I wouldn't be celebrating. I normally don't. Um, I'm usually not around family. But because it's worked out, I was able to celebrate. Um, week's been alright, although I haven't really done much. That's cool. I mean, if you're relaxing, then that's good. Sometimes, you know, I don't think people should beat themselves over the head too much if they didn't do that much. All right, not putting my account here. Let's see, gmail.com. So I'm seeing how far it lets me upload it and when it's going to tell me that I can't upload it because I don't have a pro account. Let's see. I swear, I was perfectly fine about 10 minutes ago. And I sent out a notification to everyone that I was going to be streaming. And then as soon as I posted it, I started sneezing. Just wonderful. Huh, interesting. Okay. So you could do it directly. I'm done. No, I'm not done. I wish I was, but this is cool. So it looks to me like it looks like to me that I could do it. What if I hit save? Okay. M1911 A1. Every time I think of A1, I think of A1 steak sauce. M1911. pistol. Okay, we'll save it. And did it save? I kind of want to publish it and then delete it. See if it goes through. Should I? Let's try it. Huh. Okay, published. Interesting. Okay, so I guess you don't need a pro account then. Wow, that is super easy. I don't know, should I call it should I call it? That was really easy. Hellforge, what do you think? This was gonna be a really short this is gonna be a really short Twitch session, but I didn't think it was gonna be this short. Uh no, I don't know. So what I wanted to do, like this is just a test, but what I want to do, maybe I could just post it and then do an updated one. But what I want to do is, and then also that garners more views, right? So that's really cool. Um, but I could always repost it later and do an update. This is actually not too bad. And the one with the animation, I don't know why it didn't do the animation. But let's see. Less relaxing, more burnout from pushing myself a bit. Oh no! A little bit at just doing things, myself apart. You're working on too much stuff. Oh yeah, I understand in that sense. This actually really. Wait, where is. Okay, so it's the exploded one. Okay, there's still some artifacts. So I'm like thinking maybe I should. Oh, well, actually, how do I move the lighting around here? There we go. Alright, in Marmoset Viewer, it actually showed this as black spots, which I'm glad it didn't show it here. So here's some details I put in. I want to fix I have some wear that I want to add to the magazine. Like I found out that a lot of the damage that happens with the magazine when it's going in and out of this is actually towards the top and not the bottom. I put it there. Well, anyway, for anyone watching, okay, so it looks like that got hmm, that got kind of pixelated. Can I change it to like hmm. Yeah, you can't even read that. Thanks, Hellforge. Yeah, I think that's there. That show goes to show the importance of photo reference. Like I wasn't looking at reference when I did that. I was like, oh, that makes sense. Let me just put some marks at the bottom, and then it fades towards the top. And then of course I totally neglected all the reference that I had because sometimes you just want to you don't want to spend time opening up your images and everything. You just want to work on stuff. Um, but it serves as a purpose, and that purpose is so you make it accurate, and it saves you time if you look at the images. So now I know how simple it is to just do it from here. I I usually like to do a grand, like a grand reveal. And so I have just the one finished piece, but I'm contemplating on leaving this like this and then and then post an update later on. We'll leave it like this for now. We'll just keep it. Maybe I'll delete it. I don't know. And it says create center your camera. Okay. Control F. So it says to fix your camera. I don't know. I think, oh, I see. I guess the camera's a little wonky, but it's such a big scene. So yeah, like what I was thinking for the view was to not have any of these other weapons around and just have this one. And then every 5 seconds, it cocks back and it's like somebody's pulling the trigger, pushes it in, and then it fires a bullet. And I was gonna do like a slow motion bullet. So, that was one of my ideas. Let me see. So you can select the model, view frame selection. View frame selection. Okay. Oh, interesting. So all you have to do is frame. In order to set the camera, you just frame wherever you want it to focus. That's cool. Nice. All right. And I didn't really do much the lighting. I would like to. And plus I want to look at all the where is it? All the Marmoset photo HDRs that HDRI photos that I have. They were doing a sale and I bought a bunch of HDRI maps and it it's an amazing selection. The only thing is I had a lot of trouble downloading them because they're so huge. So I have one of San Francisco, northern Italy. I really don't want to have to go back into Substance, but here's a couple things that I wanted to fix. So I forgot, well, I was thinking of just trying to see if I could do without it, but I don't have the firing pin in here. And then there's a couple baking issues here that I can clean up. So I think I'm going to clean that up. And then I can add some sand to this, like some dust. Not dust, sand. And then fix the magazine. So I'm just going to write this down of the things I need to do. Then, okay. Okay. So, okay, I don't think I have to do anything in Maya really right now. I'm just gonna open up Substance Painter. And then we're gonna go in and get some references for the magazine. Okay. Can actually, I'm telling you, there's so many things I could do. Um, could add some more scratches and streaks and wear in the barrel. The trigger, this area here, needs to be smudged. It's like the parkerized coating is coming off, and you can see the raw steel underneath. Yeah, I kind of like this one. You can see a little dust, or not dust, like sand particles. This one's great reference. Trying to get the magazine. Let's see. Oh, there's some really nice scratches on that the slide release. And the wear here is really nice. So this is the one I was trying to find. For some reason I couldn't find it, but I think I did a pretty good job with handling that. I can also do like rust buildup on the nails, the screws. Just more scratches. This is so good. This one here. Actually, I don't think it's sand particles. This one's more just the nicks, little nicks and scratches. Okay, this is a pretty good one. It's a firearms, it's mag. Okay. This one's still the best one. That's polished steel. This one is a worn parkerized, or no, worn blued maybe. This one's really good. So this you could see it's more towards the top. That one's 309. Okay. Let's see. 309. This one and this one. Let's see. It makes. Do you have any ideas about what you'll work on next once this one is finished? You have a couple ones. I have a couple ideas. I'm trying to figure out what would be the best to stream because I'm gonna usually I like to work on multiple things at a time, and so I know it's a little harder to jump from one to another in one session. So yeah, I guess it'd be nice to get um people's thoughts. So I'm either gonna start on I want to start on another weapon eventually, but I'm gonna hold off. I'm thinking of a couple other pistols just because just so happens that they happen to be pistols, but I want to do a ornate fancy golden revolver, which would just be like a custom, and then a Glock. But I'm not going to do any weapons right now, so I'm either going to go jump back to my subway scene that I think I did a one session here a long time ago. So I want to do one session there with or one session. I want to either work on the subway environment art piece that I'm doing, or I want to work on a character, and the character is going to be more on uh, sort of in the same realm of this type of weapon. They would use the weapon. It's like an action character. So there's a couple characters actually that I want to do. So I don't know. It's either do the character on here or do the environment art piece. So yeah, this one doesn't even have. This is like a uniform wear here. Just seeing the ones that I have. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is actually type in mag. I think it was this one. It's pretty good wear. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna move this off to the side here. It's nice. Almost done. Almost. Cool. Thanks, Hellforge. Yeah, I like environment art. It's completely different mindset I find, like a different workflow than, let's say, working on a weapon. It's nice. He's like jumping back and forth to different things. It's almost like It's almost like working out a different muscle. So it would be nice to see how that plays out. And I'll be working a lot in Substance Designer and Maya. And my goal is to try to get. I have to like force myself, but to get a really quick first pass on all the textures, all the tiling textures, all the trims, and then and have it in. I don't know if I'm gonna have it in Maya solely, and then for a long time leave it in there before I bring it into Unreal, or just try to set it up quickly in Maya to export in Unreal. So there's different things I have to think about, but it's going to be a game environment able to be used in a game engine. Okay, so the magazine, I'm trying to figure out where I put the, is it Nix? It might be Nix. At a certain speed, you just kind of haphazardly start naming your layers vague things. And I don't know where I put it. I wish you could do a thing like in Photoshop where if you hold down Shift and right click something, you can select just what you're hovering over and you know what layer it is. Okay, I don't think it's Nix. Uh, lint. Yeah, let's have to fix that. Mm, steel shiny? I think it might be steel shiny. Hellforge, what are you working on at the moment? I never considered doing environment stuff. And if you did an environment, what kind of environment would you do that would like make you want to do environments if you didn't consider doing environments? So just keep looking at all my stuff while this is loading. I don't know what's taking this forever. So let's. I think it's this one. I think it's, no, that's not it. Straight steel. Dark. Oh, I think it's the dark metal parts. Yeah, I think it's this one. Yeah, I found it. Wait, what happened here? Was that it? It was a steel shiny. There we go. Mag scuffs. Okay. That was it. Okay, so let's. Well, oh yeah, and Hellforge, I totally forgot. You showed me your environment that you made. Sorry. Um, yeah, I forgot that you had done that. That was a really intricate environment as well. Mm, couple parts. Other than that, some two environments that I'm going back and forth on. Cool. So the rework of the one I have in ArtStation. The other is a modular industrial sci-fi thing. Nice. Okay. Hmm. Just just lower that a little bit, and then I'm gonna duplicate this layer, this texture, and I'm gonna make this so it's just focusing on the mag, and then that should work. All right, cool. So I have that, and I'm gonna focus on creating a generator. Waiting for a train. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, surface rust, surface worn. Let's just see what surface worn looks like. To New Orleans. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I think if you're making a prop and you're making the environment that it's going to live in, it definitely helps with context and helps when you, it helps you have a better understanding of the context, so then you can actually work better at create. Like you have a, it's easier to like create it, and you can work better trying to create something that you have the context for it better, I guess. Does that if that makes any sense at all? Um, but that's kind of the reason like yeah, I want to jump to the environment actually with this like the subway scene. Even though the gun in the subway is not the same thing, they're actually part of the same world. So the thing I'm making, it's gonna be kind of like a cinematic. It's more like to be more like an episodic. And I want eventually that this episodic can be, since it's all created and rendered in a game engine anyway, that the time comes that I can make it into a game, then I can make it into a game. But it's going to be like it's all just game assets that are ready to be a game, but they're not going to be for a while. So this is all going to be the same world. Let's see, soft damage. Ooh, what's this one? Oops, not what I wanted to do. Multiply. Ooh, I think I found one. Ooh, 6. Hmm. Oh, that's not what I want. Trying to at least learn the basics environment as well, even if I didn't end up doing that. Also my tool. Yeah, exactly. Doesn't hurt to have more stuff in your toolbox. Yeah, that's that's true. I that's one thing I like about environments is realistically you can't have everything a unique texture. So you have to play around, and that's it. It allows you to really try to. It allows you to try to be creative and think outside the box with what you're making. Wish there was a way to rotate this. I guess true. Ah, there we go. Let's see, texture 2, texture triplanar. Whoa. Okay. Okay, so this is working, but like it's again the opposite side that I wanted. Let me try to invert that. See what happens. Save! I have to save. Thank you. Alright. Oh man. Allergies, I swear, come at the right time. The not so fun thing is when allergies arrive when you have to play a show. And you have to, oops. Oh no. That's not what I wanted. What is this? Why are the holes like that? Looks like googly eyes. Yeah, googly eye mag holes. Let's see. Okay, I don't really like this. So, but if I flip this, So it looks good. The problem is it needs to go the opposite way. So world space, I think. Or position gradient, I think. Top, bottom. Mm. Position gradient. Maybe if I turn that off or turn it to true. It's like nothing is changing. Okay. Okay. It's like I love this. I just want it to invert. So, but I don't want it to invert. I just want to like flip it. Let's see what let's see what the mask is doing. Okay. I'm gonna go to textures settings and change this to 1024. Let's see if that works just for speed. Okay. Yikes. Yikes. So it's going to be a little easier to work with. I just need to get the general idea of this, of the where. Okay, so this is just a lot more like a faster response. So I can work with that. Okay, so I just want that, but I want it. What if I didn't invert here? Okay, and then that's fine. I think I have to play around with either the ambient occlusion, world space, or position gradient. Oh, okay. So position gradient wasn't even working. So let me just hide that for a second and go to world space normals. Oh, here, world space normal opacity. What the heck? Something is... Okay, what if I change this to normal? Let's see what happens. It's actually pretty cool. Just adds where, it's almost like it adds wares from the top. Okay. So we're gonna go just working strictly in the mask. And I'm gonna play around with the parameters and see if I could get something that I like. So this is just the opacity of the texture. Okay, so it's just texture 02. Hmm. Texture. Hmm. All right, here we go. Now I think we're getting something. Maybe something like that. There we go. There we go. Okay. Cool. Now we're getting some variation, which is really nice. Cool. So if we look here, finally we're getting like what we want. Really happy about that. So we got more wear going on at the top than we do at the bottom, which is perfect. And I might just bring this, let's see. So I can do something like that, or I can make it a little bit more subtle. I don't even think I need to add any world space to it. Curvature, I didn't realize it's on, so that also could have been the reason why it was behaving the way it was. The ultimate dream goal with environment stuff would be to make some epic Warhammer 40K artworks. Just keep going. I mean, that's... You got it. Honestly, to think I would be doing something like this, like 5 years ago, I didn't think I had the capacity for it, but it starts to become more and more, starts to seem more and more possible. So the worst thing is to, like, the worst thing is to hide those opportunities from you and from yourself, and to just not even pursue it to begin with. You know, so it's good if you can. Let's see, contrast. I actually need high contrast, I realized. Not that high. Not that. Okay, so this is looking much better. I got like those striations. And then I could go back to the textures down at the bottom and start randomizing again. And it's hard to tell because I don't have my texture set settings on. Let's just bring that back to 4K and see what happens. Yeah, I know it's probably more difficult too if you're not working on something that's like 8 hours a day, your job. And that's why it's like a privilege to work in the industry, because for me, I can do 8 hours. And that's not to say that I like do this 8 hours a day. A lot of it is organization. A lot of times it's simply research and development, evaluation stuff, spreadsheets, documents. So I'm not like working in Substance Painter all the time, or my as much as I'd like to. Um, but still, it's just I understand like it could be difficult if you're not if you're let's say your 9 to 5 job isn't involving the same tools that require this kind of that that the stuff requires. Okay, so I did the mag wear. I think that's good. I have to fix the hammer outside. Okay, and the create firing pin in the back. think it's more towards the front here. Coming up. That one was one, but let's see if I can get the actual firing pin. I know I just had it. Damn. Seriously, the last thing I wanted on the stream was for me to deal with allergies. Watch it be at the very end. That's good wear right there. There we go. Yeah, it's right here. So I just have to add a little height to that. Okay, so I up-resed it, and it's actually not as great as I thought it was gonna be. So that's good, at least I know. Now I have to fix it. Okay, let's go up to the top. Actually, I'm gonna have to do this in here because I can't paint on the model. So let's find. Okay, there it is. Okay, so I can, instead of re-baking everything for some of these problematic areas, let's see, I think this is one. Where is it? Wait, are you kidding me? It was showing a problem before. Why wasn't not showing it anymore? Weird. Now I want to fix it and well, never mind then. Oh shoot, I have to fix this too. Um my the mag steel scratch I have to fix. Mag wear. And I have to make this so that it only affects the mag and not the whole entire gun. Although it kind of adds some cool stuff there.
Yeah, got to try to condense the amount of materials in your scene. That's something. Yeah, I think a lot of people don't realize how much else goes into making games. That's not the actual game itself sometimes. Okay. Um, what was I doing? Oh yeah, I was admiring that there's no artifact. There was an artifact in this little piece before, so I have no idea what's going on now. And it shows up a lot in the Marmoset view. Well, it showed off a lot here. It was black at one point. Maybe I just had to recalculate it, bring it from 1024 to 4. Not sure. Not gonna complain. And I'll leave this mag like that. It's fine. It's alright. Let's see. Okay. So, this piece here. Where's so we're just gonna add this little guy here. But there is also an artifact here, so I'm contemplating if I wanted to clean it up with a normal map. Just kind of like cleaning up in Substance Painter. So if you wanted to like, let's say if you had some artifacting, uh, typically if you tried cleaning it up the way it is right now, if I try to paint over this normal map with the right color, it won't. So right now it's in the normal because in the actual bake. So if I try to paint this over, it's not going to really work as is. So what I have to do is um, because it's built into now it's considered like part of the model. So I have to actually go in and bring the normal map in as its own, as if I'm importing it into Substance Painter. So where's the project? So like right now, if I turn that off and only have the normal map and make it sharp. And then set texture settings to from normal mixing from combine to replace. And now it's going to take from the layer itself. And then you can start painting out artifacts. I don't like this because it feels destructive, but it's not necessarily destructive. You're just removing the normal map, putting it into the layer stack as opposed to it being a mesh map. Because when it's a mesh map, you can't overwrite that. But if it's a channel in the layer stack, you can alter it and you can fix it. So it's just going to take a second because it's It's going to calculate everything. Let's see. Before I heard that, they just show up in the office and art all day, which would be super productive. Yeah. No, it's actually the opposite. It's like you hope that when you get in, you have time to work on your art. So that's I think that's a stressful thing about the industry is you're expected to produce this have this like output of how much art you're gonna make, but they don't realize a lot of people really don't realize that it's not just about that. There's so much else that goes into it. And also, I think what gets many people who don't work in the industry is that it is a people industry. It is not necessarily you at a computer all day. It is probably one of the more team in collaborative, team based and collaborative fields I think you could work in. I would say it's one of those things like if you're a doctor, you're like working a lot with clients and you rarely see your team, maybe, but most of the time you're talking to patients. In the industry, your clients, you don't really get much face-to-face time with, if ever. Maybe you have a Twitter account, you can talk to people that play your games, but most of the time you're working and you're interacting with those that you work with. Okay, so let's see. Is it working? Let's see. It's a normal not found. What? There we go. Okay. I'm going to be ending in just a bit. Hopefully this shows up. I could just add that little tiny thing. And then I didn't get to do so much Marmoset, but well, we did actually bring it into ArtStation, which I still have it here. Which looks pretty cool. Might just leave it as a first go. So yeah, if you want to check it out, I'm Natalie Asport on here, and you can look up the M1911A1 pistol. I don't think I even put tags or anything, so just look me up. I'll actually put it in the chat. So if you want to check out the weapon I just posted, it's right there. Got some other stuff, a lot of creature art. Even though I solely or work professionally as a weapons and vehicles artist at Avalanche Studios. Yeah, that's actually what came out really well. So, yeah, let's see. So something's happening with this normal map. It should have showed up. It might be something that one of the top layers are overriding it, or it's just taking a really long time to see. Or I could just put the thing over the artifact and it just won't even, maybe it won't even, nobody would ever notice. And if even if they did, it's not a big deal. Like when you're working in a game, your main focus should be focusing on what is going to get the most attention and not spending too much time on things that are not going to get attention. I tried so hard in the very beginning, like early on in my career, that everything is important. Like even if they're not going to see this, it makes me feel better as a creator that I didn't haphazardly make it look good on this side, but not on this side because, hey, nobody's going to see it. But the thing is, sometimes you have to put your pride aside and say, okay, it's not going to look pretty on this side because I spend more time, it's kind of like UVing, right? Sometimes you can't go without putting putting no seams and then also having no distortion. You have to put the seams somewhere. So some part is going to suffer, so that way the other part is going to shine better. And if that happens, that's okay. That's perfectly fine. And also, it's not worth the battling yourself and then not getting done, like being demotivated because you couldn't just like perfect every single area. Sometimes like it's good if you can get something, if one part just make it shine really well, make it work really well, and then the other parts suffer. That's okay. If you have more time and you pushed it and then you managed to work you managed to get both areas perfect, then that's awesome. Uh, then you start working on another area. So it's really about like how much time you have, and I think it comes easier over time, the more you do these types of things, to know what deserves your main attention. Like I was gonna end this about a year ago, but I kept pushing forward, and there were things I'm like, you know what? I don't have to. So that mindset comes in handy a lot of times, but then that also mindset it stunts you, and you just gotta say, you know what? It might be fine. Gotta know when to pull the trigger and be done with it. So I don't know. It's go taking so long here. It's like taking forever. I literally just took out the normal map. It's just loading and it's just taking its sweet time. And okay, let's go to texture settings and we'll bring this to 1024 and see what happens. If I move this, maybe I have to move it all the way to the top. Never had that problem before, but maybe that's the case. Thank you, Hellforge. Exactly. And I think that helps too if somebody's like working freelance or just on their own. It's that's what we do in the industry anyway. Sometimes it's like when you're trying to break into an industry, you're trying to remove all the imperfections and stuff. But there's a difference too. Let's say if you're making an oil canister and you're showing the asset, and there's like a giant seam in the front, and it's like, well, but hey, there's just one side that's really good. But like you don't want something that's obviously has a bunch of noticeable mistakes, but oh, like the texture and lighting is really good. You still want to be cautious, but it's just I don't. What I'm saying is, I don't think in the industry we are expecting perfection. We want a high quality, but not not like every it has to be perfection. If anything, seeing, let's say if you have like you were having a hard time with like a distortion or something, and we see it, we might maybe that's asked in the interview. I don't know, and then it could be like, so it's interesting to me, like, okay, so I noticed there was some issue, but like, did you know what was your thought process on that? And did you notice and then like hearing the response is really nice because we can hear maybe someone had a their approach. You can hear how much time they took to try to fix it, and it just didn't work, and then you could start talking about technical stuff. It's always nice. Okay, I'm almost thinking of just reverting this. Should have showed up by now. I'm not sure exactly what's going on right now. All right, here we go. Okay, it looked like it did it. But I can't tell if it's because of the. Okay, let's try bringing this all the way down to the layer stack. Down of to the bottom of the layer stack. Let's see. Okay, see what happened. Huh. Okay. Something's acting really wonky. I don't know if it's even worth it, honestly. See, if I turn this off and then I go back in here, let's just bring it back. Yeah. Okay, so another way is just to bring this into Photoshop and fix this. So if I want to do that, at least I know I can. Let's just go in and just add that little firing pin. Yeah, I think that definitely figured out a good workflow, I think, to go on Twitch, and like you said, you can talk directly with artists. This is a really good medium for that. I mean, like, and I know you frequent Nova's stream too, and she does a lot of Q&A stuff nowadays. So it's really cool to talk to like just firsthand
people that are actually working on the stuff.
And you got people that are asking you questions, and is there like different it's such a different thing nowadays that we didn't I mean, I don't it's not even a generational thing, right? But like anybody could really pick up Twitch and start streaming. But it wasn't something in the industry that people do now, like different people from different studios, different um, work formats. If they're freelance, if they're working on their independently, or they're working at a studio, they can all just like talk to each other. It's really nice. It's really cool. All right, so I'm just gonna put this in here. I should just put this in when I was baking, but when I was doing this high poly model in Maya, but I didn't do it. Just bring the height up, and then I'm working blindly while this updates. Okay, so that's loading, and we should see it's called firing pin. And while that's loading, save that. We could go back into Marmoset, and I could show off a little bit of the different HDRIs that I have. Should probably quit out of Maya. Quit. Oops. Don't save. Sky. All right, so let's see some Berlin. No, let's we'll check out Berlin, Dome, Central Station, Morning Street, parking lot. Let's see Morning Street. Okay, that's loading. We have a couple big programs open at the same time. I definitely like to test out my computer. Okay, so this is still popping up. I mean, this, yeah, it's still taking its time. Or maybe it just didn't even calculate my stroke that I made because it was still loading. It's a big possibility. Yeah, that's good. I think that's actually wish more people in the industry were like that, like how you approach it, because that it really comes down to it's my way, or you know, what might be seen as the standard of doing something in the industry might not be a standard in 5 years. But you also don't want to like sabotage someone by saying this is like I'm saying from my end, right? If like because there's like a if you let's say you are working in the standard the industry standard, but it's like a really good one, it's been for years. I also don't want to be like, okay, this is how I do it, but don't do it, and then like, or this is how I do it, and then they take it as, okay, maybe I shouldn't do it that way, maybe I should look at other people, and then other people do like a somebody else does it their way, and they say, oh yeah, this is the greatest way ever. um as long as you have the best intentions, knowing that the way that you're doing is actually the easiest and like the most efficient way, then by all means push for that for people to do it. I've seen people, they don't know the right way, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, this is the greatest way ever," and it's not. Maybe they're using the different software that somebody else is asking, or maybe they are using a different version, or maybe their approach is differently. Maybe they misunderstood the question completely. So uh, yeah, I like it's delicate, and I like that you know that you understand that, and it doesn't hurt to say like, okay, this is my way of doing it. I think also like the more you do something, the more it's like tried and true. So that's really good. Where's the rest of my guns? I don't know what's going on here. Just keep snapping on me. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Okay, there we go. Okay. Let's see, substance painter. All right, so it did add it, but yeah, there's like a giant artifact right where I have it. I can go to height and fix, go to normal, so that way the height isn't getting uh, affected by the height maps underneath with all the rugged wear. And then turn the color on. Turn metal on. Metallic set to 1. And we'll see how that looks. Maybe I'll go to normal, and I don't think it overwrites the mesh map normal map. But I'll just put that. Yeah, and like there's artifacts here, but like and there's a seam with the dirt. And then there's also dirt inside the gun, which is not good. But not being seen, so mm, it's okay. If I had not just a couple hours a week to do this, then I'd probably do all this and I'd been done with this way long before now, but at least I finished it. Sky. So I'm just gonna look at these before I bring them in. It's the Berliner Dom, the dome, I guess. Museum. So I want something with good lighting, but it's also be really nice to get something like in a jungle. So that's why I have the other one. But the other one's like the basic substance one, so I'm seeing if there's anything in the packs that I bought. Museum Island, there's Night Courtyard, parking lot, building, Sony Center. No. Hmm. Spree Canal, River. That one's not too bad. The Targarten 2. Let's see. Let's Can you import each custom HDR or they have to be tool bag specific? No, you can actually import any HDR. It has to be, I think you could import JPEG as well, but let's see. Because what's nice about these packs is they give you the HDR, yeah, so it's .HDR. I like this. I just wish it was a little bit lighter. I could adjust the levels too, but just off the bat, it'd be nice. Let's go to Substance Painter and see how this looks. All right. Yeah, so you can see how the baked normal map is overriding. It's going over the firing pin. Wonder if I do combine detail. Oh, you know what? I think I had to set the other one to combine. That's what happened. So once you hit combine, you change it to replace. The other one has to be combined. But it's there. It is there. Then I can add, for the firing pin, I can add a bevel. So it looks like it's jutting out a little bit more. So go to bevel. The way it works. Blender works for me. Hybrid of a lot of workflows. Right, yeah, I noticed the Blender is really good at that. So open a little lecture you'll get. What do you mean? Just by having your window open. Wow, look at disappeared. Okay, let's see. We'll try this one last time, I think. Change this to replace. Take this out. Move this into here. And change this to combine. Okay. I might look at it later. I keep going back and forth, but I have to look at this in a more simpler test case because there's too many layers in here, and I don't want to go and group things and then mess things up. So I'm gonna try it out on a test project, not this one. It's another thing too. If you did I delete it? I think I did. I do. You know what I noticed? I think I put the gun. I put that in the gun folder. That might have been why it didn't work. Let's try it. I don't know if this is replace. Okay, while that's doing it, now we can go back in here and we can look. Let's see, drill instructors tend to get really loud when they disapprove something. Yeah, like what would they get disapprove? What would they disapprove of? Yeah, I know drill instructors. Let's see, Iceland. I have an Iceland pack. Let's see some Iceland ones. Yes, I use this one for another. Um, ooh, I used that one for a skeleton scene that I was making. Nice. This would actually work. This kind of looks World War II-ish, but I'm going more for jungle. So let's see. There's got some stuff here. That one's actually not too bad. That one, look at that. A lot of natural settings here. Nice. Cool. Play major college. Nice. Okay, let's try this one here. So we'll go to scene and then, oops, not scene, sky. And go to presets. Open. So this is the Iceland pack. I got this again from
from the Marmoset website. They were having a sale. There's like 50% off all of these. This was a year ago. So I bought it when I bought Marmoset. And I figured the price would just go up. So I was like, I'm going to just get it. And it was a really low price, 50%, 60% off on some of them too. Definitely. Thanks. Appreciate it, Hellforge. Yeah, I mean, Blender has like that really cool modifier. So it's Maya's equivalent, I guess, would be the three key smoothing. This is actually a pretty cool lighting too. Because one thing I like is the strong sun. I'm not actually sure what's going on here when I try to keep snapping. Yeah, I must have clicked on something like a animation hotkey or something because everything keeps bouncing around. That's not fun. All right, so I'm gonna rotate this at, let's see, 1460, 140, 60. Oh, now it doesn't, it decides not to jump on me. Oh wait, now it's jump. Okay, saving that. Let's see what this looks like. Hmm. Replace. Let's see if I put replace. Let's see. Hmm. I don't want to give up just yet. Yeah, like it shows good there, but then you have it's not working well with the soft edges that I had made. Like it's doing a lot of those weird things. And if I just bring this up to 4, it's just going to probably keep that. So really, I just want it to look exactly like it did
um where it was when it was a mesh map, and then I would paint that little section out, and it would just work like that, and you wouldn't get that artifact in the back. But yeah, it doesn't seem like it's working. I mean, can't really tell here. And then if you unless you go down to the bottom, then you notice that. But that's when you would not show this version, right? Like you wouldn't even show this. You would just show this one, and then you maybe have it like animated, and it'd be too quick to really pay too much attention. Oh, cool. I got 5 likes. Yay. Thank you, Hellforge. I'm pretty sure you were the first one. So I can look at like some of the other ones, but I think the other one I had was Tokyo and then Italy, and I'm not sure if there's going to be any like nature. Oh, it's Japan. So Japan, they have a ton of stuff. Oh, maybe I stand corrected. Maybe I should do this. Maybe I should put use the backdrop of a cemetery. Okay, I stand corrected. This one's actually really cool looking. And it has trees. Like I wanted trees. Hmm. There's a garden here. It's not bad. Bamboo Grove. Oh, nice. Car park. Ooh, it's a garden. That one's nice. How about the fields? Now, I don't want to just bring this into Marmoset because it takes a second to load, and then I would have to load each and every single one. So I'm just going to go through this and then pick the ones that I think are the best ones. That one's pretty cool. Path 03. Let's see, Path 03. Let's see. All right. I also think I ran into just remembered that I couldn't get this to unzip, so I only unfortunately have right now half of those Japanese HCRs. So let's just see this. Let's let that load in. Uh, yeah, it looks like you can tell that it's just not loading in right. Okay, so I have to troubleshoot this later and combine. Move that. Just let that load. Ooh, okay, so this is the cemetery. Wow, this really like this background. Okay. So the marmoset, I used to like how simple it is to hit capture and it just captures it, but something broke in the scene, and I think a bunch of things are breaking in the scene, and it doesn't pop up here, so I don't know what it is. I can't do any renders right now. The only way I could do renders is to do a screenshot. That's not exactly what I want to do. So again, something else broke. It was working so well before. Anyway, I think this is probably a good one to use. I'll I might continue looking through, but I think this is a good one. Or I'll just keep the one that I had already uploaded to Substance Painter. And I did add the little thing, the little firing pin, even though it's being covered and obscured by this piece. I can bring it into Photoshop and then just bring it back in to here. I could have just did that, honestly. Hmm. Let's see. Good site with a whole heap of good insurance. Oh, awesome. Thanks, Hellforge. That's awesome. Let me see if I export this one and bring it to here. Source images. While that's loading. We got some HDRIs, HR Haven. Awesome. Thanks, Hellforge. That's really, really helpful. Can't go wrong with them. The only thing is they are they they're very heavy some of them. Okay, I'm sharing my Discord into the chat for anybody that wants to join. It's my
my Discord channel, and I post a bunch of, yeah, exactly, Hellforge. I post a lot of like random stuff. I have a general channel that you can just talk to people on there. Really can post whatever you want. I don't have anybody uh exploiting or abusing any of that. So right now that's gonna be the rules. Uh Memes, art related memes are great. Um, then we have a channel dedicated to resources, so such as like Hellforge posted the HDRI maps in there. I think I put some UV checker maps in there. Any sales that are going on. Actually, there's a substance sale going on. I think until the 30th. Um, and I post things like news, music, games, veganism in the Discord. So there's a bunch of different channels. And if you have ArtStation stuff that you like to see, or you have an ArtStation that your own ArtStation, you could post in an ArtStation stockpile channel that I have. So there's a bunch of stuff you could do. Okay, so here's I was holding off on this, but I really should have just did this. So I just go in here and then add layer. So what I'm gonna do is take this section because this turned out so nice, right? And I'm gonna copy that. Oops. Yes. I can move this over here, but rather than just move it over, I'm gonna. There we go. Bring it over like that, and hit OK. And because it's same thing, it's just gonna be the blue map is just gonna be inverse. So I can invert that, or let's see, can go in and invert the blue channel. Okay, don't want to do that. Okay, just thinking something else, but there's different ways you could do this. You can just try to flip that blue channel, but what I'm gonna do is draw a line down here.
Let's see. Hmm. Actually, delete that. It's a really into some really weird baking. Into some really. I read that I'm into some really weird baking issues. Like you're into that. uh, hey Hashcode, welcome. Thanks. Yeah, I put it up there. I was testing out how it looks in. I mean, if I can even use the Marmoset viewer in ArtStation, and it looks like it works. But I just left it up there. I figured I might as well leave it, and then I'll add the revised edition if I need to. I ran into some weird baking issues with Painter a while back, and I couldn't figure out for the life figure me out figure out how and the why. So I cheated and cleaned up the problem. I ran Gambit imported the maps. Yeah, so like when in doubt, just do this. But you can fix it in there. Somebody did somebody follow me? Thanks for the follow, Vex 8 dots. Appreciate it. So this is good for anyone like that wants to know how to clean up baking issues. Um, like I said, I was trying to figure it out in Substance Painter. I know how to do it, but something's not working, and there's just too many layers, so I'm just opting to do it in Photoshop. And we'll just see how this looks. This is again like better than this. It might cause some issues on the left side, but you know this is again it's trade-off. Just feather it. Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna save this right over the file, but I'm doing a little something different, and I'm calling it pistol uh, fix, or actually v2, no, revised 1, and save it, and hit OK. And now what I'll do is bring this back into, I'll bring it back into Marmoset. Texture, and then we'll put it just for the M1911 and import. And we can go to project, and now it's in here. So what I want to do is replace the old one with the new one, with the revised, and it should load in. Just probably give it an extra minute, or also put in the right one. So now it's going to load and should work. And if there's anything left, it's because the mesh maps. So if I go through, I might need to, yeah, like it's in the curvature and it's in all those fun stuff. So there's other things that are at play. But I don't think it's going to be as bad, knock on wood, um, with it not being on the normal, because those are all just for grunge maps and everything. So I would actually have to just go in and clean up all those masks.
Well, let's just see what happens. Thanks for tuning in. Again, I'm working on a M1911 pistol. This is a game model to be used in games, also to be used in animation. It's a realistic model. If you'd like to check out, I posted it on ArtStation, the first version. I'm hoping to post a revised one later because there's like I'm fixing the firing pin that's at the bottom. And also there's like all the models are here. So I want to fix it, but this was kind of a test. This is my first time posting using the Marmoset viewer. So posting the Marmoset viewer, also posting from Marmoset straight from Marmoset. They have like their built-in plugin that just allows you to post on ArtStation. And I didn't realize how simple it is to actually have that posted. So it's just turned out really really well. If you'd like to check it out, I'll post the link in here. Oh, Hellforge is already ahead of me. Thanks, Hellforge. Let's see, everyone has a here's a yeah. I don't know if anybody has like a thing for UV issues. Yeah, I'm so nervous that I'm like saying something wrong, but you should add Maya and Subspinner in the use softwares list. Yes, thank you. I'll do that. I don't like the default HDR background in the Marmoset, to be honest. I always prefer the solid color background or some gradient. That's true. That actually would give me a lot less of things to worry about by not worrying about a background. But I figured it's blurred enough. Yeah, it's simpler presentation, I think is really good. Of course. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it, and it's great. After I didn't get to stream last week, there was just so much going on, but I really enjoy it, and it's been really nice. You can boast both renders and Marmoset viewer in the same post. Yeah, yeah. This is. I hope to add more renders to this. Also, my Marmoset renderer is not working at the moment, so uh, I'm hoping to post some more stuff in here. For now, this is. We'll just leave it like this for now. Jane and Marmoset, both solid color. Can you change the. Once you upload it, you can't change what's there, right? I don't know how to like edit this. Can you edit it if I wanted to change the background to what's already showing on ArtStation? That that I'm not sure. Okay, so this finished loading and it looks like it it might just be yeah, it's like the grime and stuff that's it's a base color. Okay, so I can now just start painting over that portion here.
Okay. Yeah. That would be awesome if you can change it after you upload it. But yeah, it was just a test and it's a pretty good test. I was gonna delete it and then I waited 5 to 10 minutes and then people started liking it. So now I kind of just want to leave it like that. Eventually you could come around to make mistakes later. That is a good analogy. You don't have like a live audience where they're right in front of you. They can criticize you. I have so many. So typically I'll make like a group of all the wear and tear. Like I can do that. So just group it. So wear. I'm not sure what I'm not sure what dirt layer that is that's coming from. It's kind of annoying. 'Cause I just went through. Maybe it's the steel scratched. Nah, it can't be. Not steel scratched. Serrated. It's not the dark secondary because I fixed that. Dark metal parts. Yeah, isn't that true? I've seen some stuff when at live shows. I remember one of my friends was playing a show. He was playing a song and he was kind of over his minutes because the next person had to go up. But he was only over his minutes because somebody before him went over 15 minutes. So he was over his minutes by 4 minutes. And a guy started like to get up and saying, "Get off the stage." And people got up, like his friends and everything got up to make sure he doesn't physically take our friend off the stage. And he was outnumbered, but yeah, it was. At least we don't have to deal with that. And we have our own channel, our own channels on Twitch. I think that needs to be turned So that way it's not affecting anything but the. Hmm. Oh, I missed that. Mess up the time. I mess up all the time. It's not a big deal now. I started 5 years ago. Starting to get super embarrassed about it. Yeah, it's 5 years is it's amazing. Um, yeah, that's good. Like outlook to just you make a mistake, and I don't think it's a matter of making a mistake too. It's just it's in a more public setting that people see you work. I think that's the thing with that I run into. But and it depends on how you view this time to make for me it's making art, and usually that's like a private thing. So getting used to that definitely took took some time. I mean, it still takes some times, but it's a little bit better now. All right. Still trying to figure out where this is coming from. That roughness. I think it's in the gunmetal. If I turn that off, I think it should go away. But it's just trying to figure out what layer that is. Yeah, I think that's it. No, it's not, actually. It's not that one. So that's good, but about where? Is it in the where? Not the wood. Looks like it's the rust, but I thought I just fixed that. Oh. Okay, rust has somewhat something to do with it. Okay. A lot to do with it, I guess. So I'm just gonna paint that and also paint this. Anything that just doesn't look right, I'll just paint. and then what's the details? Rust. It might be the steel base that's just because it's not any of the other ones. Yeah, it's the steel base. Hmm. Not exactly sure how am I gonna go about that. Comes the criticism. Yeah, no, that's difficult. Just like there we go. It's a dirt. It was a dirt in the base layer. How I should have thought about that. Firing pin. Oops. Pin fix. Okay. That should do it. Make a music a personal thing. Hmm. I tried to compose something on my guitar and myself was the one telling me I suck. And then add people. That's brutal. Yeah, I think whatever is personal, like truly, like, not even just like personal to you, but like you're just used to doing it privately. I think it's like that's why Twitch is such like a futuristic medium. We never a lot of the stuff that we do now that we just allow people to get an inside look on, like even Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. It's just new technologies. These are all new. So let's see. So this is cool. So this you can see that uh, in these maps that I'm scrolling through, it's not showing that the what used to be the normal artifact is no longer showing up. It's no longer showing up with those maps, but it does show here, and that's because the ambient occlusion that's here. But once I export this, it shouldn't show up, so it should be fine. Oh God, that earth. This is why I don't like putting them in. have to take this back out and it should work. That green dirt should show up better. Okay. I took it out of the wear. I'm actually going to take all of these out. This is why I didn't put them in. If you put them in a group, you have to take the time to consolidate all the blend layers. So I'm just going to take that out. Okay, so I definitely extended my time that I was going to be streaming. I have to get ready for um, dinner and I cook some stuff with family, so we're going to go have some dinner. And the dirt. There's always stuff I can do. But I think I'm gonna leave it like that. There's dirt. There's dirt. I just want to fix it. I want to fix the dirt. Inside, remove. Let me paint that off. What happened? Let's see now with 3D stuff. Musical compositions and ability to play guitar since I've done it for so long. Yeah, hash code. You put it pretty good. Artistic creation is always intimate in some way. Been 3D for like 30 years now. Compare that to 11 years played guitar and wrote and recorded music. How do you guys like it when I say, "Oh, I'll see you in a I'll see you later," and then I don't get off for like another 30 minutes? I think you're probably used to that already with me. Um, yeah, I like streaming. It's fun. And hanging out with you all. You always hope when a Saturday comes by that I'm able to stream, and sometimes I'm like, dang it, I can't. It just doesn't work out. Okay, so I think that's good. I did get in take some of the dirt outside, from inside the barrel. Didn't make sense why dirt would be in there. So I fixed that. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I have some. I didn't really do much change to this really. Just the mag, and then I did the firing pin. But what I want to do is I really want to get the animation working for Marmoset, so that way I can get when you view it in ArtStation, you just see it cocking back and the trigger firing and then the bullet coming out. That'd be really cool if I could get that to do it. Okay, save that. Cool. Okay, now I'm officially ending the stream. Thanks so much for joining. I hope everyone has a safe and relaxing, nice weekend. Hopefully, see you next Saturday. Thanks, Healthford Hashcode, for chatting. And yeah, just take it easy. Cool. Bye, everyone. Thanks.